At the Holy Cross MID Club, we use virtual machines to create a common environment for all members of a team working on a project. And in this short video, I'm going to show you how to install a virtual machine on your personal computer using two pieces of software called Vagrant and VirtualBox. The best way to work with our virtual machine is to check it out from a repository using Git. And since all of our projects use Git, you may already have Git installed on your computer. That's the way I'm going to do it here and the way we recommend doing it. You'll need a terminal, and again, you probably already have access to a terminal. If you're an OS X user, there's a terminal application in the utilities folder inside the applications folder. If you're a Windows user, it'll be installed along with Git. A Git bash terminal will be installed. In addition, you'll need to install these two pieces of software, VirtualBox and Vagrant. And if you haven't done that yet, this is a good moment to pause and do that before you go on. The way that this virtual machine works is VirtualBox is the software that actually runs a virtual machine. We're going to be creating a Linux operating system running on a virtual machine on your computer, no matter what your host machine is. It might be a Mac, it might be a Windows machine, it could even be another Linux machine. And then the Vagrant software is going to configure and start VirtualBox. VirtualBox runs the machine, but it's really hard to configure. Vagrant makes that really easy to do. When you install those two pieces of software, you'll see a big icon for some of the VirtualBox software. Vagrant won't even appear on your desktop or anywhere else. It's just a simple command line that we're going to use to start the virtual machine for us. So the first thing we want to do is get hold of the virtual machine, and this is a repository on GitHub where you'll find a machine that has a number of tools pre-installed that we use in our work in the Holy Cross MID Club. The repository looks like this. You could download it manually from here, but the preferred method is to check it out using Git. So I'm going to copy this address right here, and then I'm going to start a terminal and run the normal git command for cloning a repository. Git clone, and then I'm going to just paste in the repository's reference, and it'll check out a fresh copy for me. So that's now I've got a complete checkout of that repository on my machine. Starting up the virtual machine is very straightforward. In your terminal, you want to navigate to the correct folder, and then you'll run this Vagrant command from your command line. To start the machine, the command is Vagrant up. I've actually checked out the machine on my desktop, so in my terminal now, if I'm starting a fresh session, the first thing I want to do is get inside that checked out folder. So first I'm going to go to my desktop, and sure enough, there's the DHVM folder. I'm going to change directory into that folder, and I can see by listing the files that I'm in the right folder. It has the Vagrant file that has the instructions to start up the machine, and the command is Vagrant up. I've actually already built this machine once. Vagrant up will just start it for me now, and it'll just take a moment. If you've never started the machine before, on the other hand, Vagrant is going to actually have to build the whole machine, and that'll take a while. So if this is your first time up, this is a good time to get a cup of coffee or catch up on reading the news or whatever your multitasking time-filling preference might be. But once you've built it the first time, it starts up reasonably fast. In a moment or two here, we'll have a working virtual machine. This is the window you can see in front where it's going to appear. That's the logo for the elementary operating system, or elementary OS, the Linux distribution we're using. And it's working away at that. And I can see in my terminal window that it's completed now. It's running. And here's my window with a virtual machine. I'm going to log in as the user Vagrant. And the password is also going to be Vagrant. And after a moment, again, the first time might be a little slow as it gets everything in order, but I'll come to this desktop that has a dock with a number of tools in it. That includes a editor that will validate XML. It includes an editor that has a lot of support for different kinds of things we write, web browser, terminal, in your virtual machine as well. file browser, and so forth. You can see other documentation and YouTube videos for the HCMID Club to learn more about using these specific tools. Today we're just going to get through VM installed. So I can work away in my virtual machine as long as I want, and then when I'm done working, I want to shut down the virtual machine. Really, you should make an effort don't put your laptop to sleep while the virtual machine's still running. When you've started up the virtual machine, it's in a not a delicate state, but it's got a lot of things going on. Shut it down gracefully when you're through working. And the command to do that is vagrant halt, back in my original terminal here. So vagrant halt will bring down my virtual machine, and we'll see it shutting down. And that'll also just take a moment, and now we can see we have successfully completed a graceful shutdown. That's our goal at the end of the day. So in summary, the routine workflow is very simple. Get your terminal open and change directory into the virtual machine directory. Vagrant up, work as long as you like. When you're done, vagrant halt. Enjoy working your virtual machine.